Hi everyone, so today I want to discuss Marvel's Eternals, which came out November 5th, 2021. Personally, I've seen it twice. I didn't see it in theaters, but I did see it when it got released digitally. And I saw it again recently because I told one of my buddies, one of my friends, that I think they would really appreciate the movie. They're not typically a Marvel fan, but they are into like artsy films and things like that, and they are aware of the director. The director is called, their name, pardon me, not called, their name is Chloe Zhao. So there are going to be spoilers, part of me, it's both major and minor spoilers as I discuss the movie. Because there are a lot of characters, and I'm not going to lie, I did watch this because I was being biased. I only watched it because two characters from Game of Thrones is in the movie, Jon Snow and Robb Stark, or Kit Harington and Richard Madden, respectively, who portrayed Jon Snow and Robb Stark, pardon me. Jon Snow's character within Eternals is Black Knight. I forgot his human name, his human alias. And then Robb Stark portrays Icarus. And then the main character besides that is also portrayed by Gemma Chan, pardon me if I mispronounced that name, and she portrays Cersei. She's acting Cersei. And of course, I don't think anyone needs to be introduced to Angelina Jolie, who portrays Thena. You know what, at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and just introduce all the characters just to be equitable and to be fair. And also because, to be honest with everyone, I did enjoy this movie. And I also really appreciated the Eternals, the other protagonists. So Ma Dong Sok, again, pardon me for mispronunciation, he portrays Gilgamesh. Selma Hayek portrays Ajak. Barry Konghan portrays Dreg. I can't even pronounce the character's name. And then last and then Lauren Ridloff portrays Makari. And then last but not least, oh pardon me, I'm getting ahead of myself. Koma Nanjiani portrays Kingo, and then last but not least, Leah McCall, Leah McHugh, pardon me, I can't. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. She portrays Sprite. Anywho, I wanted to give the respect to all the characters. I was originally just going to say Jon Snow and Robb Stark's actors' names, but then since I have other names right here, it kind of just went as a snowball effect. But again, I think that shows that the fact that I'm willing to announce each character's name is a testament that I did enjoy these characters. If you guys notice a lot of my reviews, I constantly am mentioning if one is interested in the film. The movie does a great job of stringing you along. That sounds negative, not stringing you along, but of having the audience interested with the characters. And I'm coming to realize that I think I'm a very character-driven individual. If the story is great, that's awesome, but I don't think it's going to be amazing if the characters are not relatable, if the characters are poorly written, or they're convoluted, or it's obvious that they're constructions, they're not organic. And the Eternals, I believe, pardon me, Zhao, the director, she did a great job of utilizing so many characters and making the audience care about them. I did care about them. I know it was a popular consensus that I'm going back to the video. I know it was I was on the website's page. I know it was a popular consensus that there was no chemistry between the Eternals, and I'm going to have to disagree with that. There was especially stated for the romantic story between Icarus and Cersei's character. And again, I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I felt for those two characters. I think it was awesome how Icarus, he was in love with Cersei, and Cersei was in love with the people she was protecting. And what does Icarus do? He wants to get to know Cersei, so he goes into the interest that she has. He starts learning about the culture himself and the language of the people that he's protecting, because he knows that by doing so, he'll become closer with Cersei's character. I think that's very lovely. I think it's a very beautiful concept. I think oftentimes we forget that to be in a relationship, there's a give and take, right? We may not be interested in something, but if our significant other is interested in it, then maybe we should take some interest in it too. We don't have to love it, but we can make an attempt to immerse ourselves, right? If one has ever read Chaucer's the wife of Bath's Tale, the paradox of power, that's a theme within that it's not a short story, that piece of fiction. And then even with Cersei's character falling in love with Jon Snow's character, I did believe in that as well. And by the end of the movie, I did truly feel for Icarus's character. So again, there are spoilers. Essentially, he always did love Cersei, but the reason why he ends up leaving the group. So once the purpose of the Eternals is to wipe out the Deviants. These Deviants are essentially creatures who are against the Celestials. I'm not really into Marvel lore, so I might be incorrect about this, but they've been around since the beginning of the quote unquote universe. You know, we had to do a thinking about video about Marvel's use of the word universe. I don't think they know that there's a difference between the observable universe and the unobservable universe. But anywho, because really quickly, I don't know the tangent, but in real life, there's real concerns that are because the galaxy is constantly expanding. So we may not be able to make it to in the Andromeda galaxy one day because it's going to be too far from the Milky Way galaxy. So the universe contains so many galaxies, and the Marvel, the MCU keeps using the word universe. Like, it just blows my mind. That's an example of the sublime. I'm having existential sublimity when they use that word universe. And who's sorry for that quick tangent, but essentially when the I'm just gonna say galaxy when the galaxy was created, the Celestials was present, and so was the Deviants, and so the Eternals was created to wipe out the Deviants. And once the Eternals does their job, they're meant to go back to their home base and they do the process over again. It gets revealed that the true process is to have and assist in the creation of other Celestials. And in order to create a Celestial, the planet actually has to be, well, not destroyed, pardon me, let me rephrase that. The life force of the individuals living on the planet has to be consumed so the Celestial can be born. So essentially, the planet serves as the egg, and the people, all the creatures living on the planet, be it humanity, animals, or whatever, they serve as the life force that helps generate they serve as the energy that generates the life force to create the egg. So that's essentially the premise of the Eternals, or pardon me, that's the premise of Eternals. And once the Eternals end up accomplishing their goal of wiping out the Deviants from Earth, instead of going back to their home base, they make the choice to just disperse and continue living on Earth. And the reason why they do this is because the main character, Ajax, she recalls the real mission, and she shares the real mission with Icarus, the main character. So Icarus, again, he's aware that the love of his life loves the people she's meant to protect, but he's also aware that the real purpose of their mission, the real mission objective, is to destroy all life, to create Celestials. He wanted to follow. So this movie does a great job of following themes and thematic. So Chloe Zhao, to my understanding, she does a lot of independent movies, and I really do have to give it to her because she does such a great job of exploring both intellectualism in terms of the individual. Because Icarus, he had 2 points at this perspective. He had 2 points at this junction. He could either tell Cersei the truth and follow his heart, or he could maintain the mission and follow his duty, his obligation. And unfortunately, he does choose to follow his duty instead. And the movie ends, again, spoilers, the movie ends with Icarus choosing to kill himself. He goes into the sun, like the myth. And it is, I have a smiling face, but I only have it because I'm presenting on this video. But to be frank, it's quite sad. And I'm thinking about it, makes me a little bit bummed. Just because I feel for Icarus's character. He wanted to accomplish his mission. He did his best to go against the people that he loves, his allies, because he was trying to uphold his duty. And at the end, I don't think he was really disappointed. There was this great moment in the movie where he has the opportunity to kill Cersei, but his eyes just glow on and off, on and off. And I could totally see Rob Stark's character, Richard Madden, did a great job of portraying the conflict that he was having in his mind, right? Thinking, should I kill Cersei? I love her. I don't want to kill her, but I need to uphold my duty. And again, that's why I really disagree when people say they didn't believe in their relationships. I don't know why people have that opinion. I think one maybe went in either biasedly, they went in, oh, it's a Marvel movie, just give me the action. Or also the people who were fans of Chloe Zhao, they went in going, I want less action, give me more nuance. And unfortunately, because it is a Marvel movie, Chloe Zhao she could not include too much nuance. But again, despite that, I do believe there is nuance, enough nuance to have such a great conversation. I mean, I'm already about 9 minutes in, and I've only discussed Icarus and Cersei's character, and there's still so much to dig into with Gilgamesh's character as well, with his relationship with Angelina Jolie's character. Pardon me, Athena with Athena. I thought their relationship was great too, and the fact that he was willing to, I'm getting the children out just discussing it, just because Gilgamesh was willing to support and I don't want to use the word protect. That seems to remove agency, but I would argue that Athena still had her agency, essentially just to caretake, to oversee and watch over. The fact that Gilgamesh chose to watch over Athena out of love, I don't think it was out of obligation. It was very a sweet thing to see. I really like the relationship between Druig and I was gonna say Ajax, pardon me, Druig and Makari as well. I know this is a popular opinion, but I think it's very much a statement that needs to be said. if any Marvel property would have benefited from being a TV series, it was Eternals. It would have benefited so much from 8 episodes where we could have. I could already imagine it. The reveal, the surprise twist of the season could have been that the real villain are the Celestials, right? Not the Deviants. And the main Deviant villain, I do agree. I don't even know what his name was. Pardon me. I'm looking up the actor who portrayed. Unfortunately, they're not portraying the deviant, the alpha deviant. I'm just going to go ahead and call them the alpha deviant, the main deviant. Or maybe it's Crow. Maybe that's the villain. I'm deducing right now since I don't think. Maybe it's Crow. Excuse me. I'm just gonna call him the alpha deviant. But the alpha deviant, a lot of people complain that he had no purpose in the movie. And I disagree with that. Again, Chloe Zhao had a lot to work with within a limited amount of time, and she did a great job establishing what she could. It's not her fault that she had so much material that on her plate in so little time. Again, this is why there was a TV show. We could have gotten so much more about Crow slash the Alpha Deviant. Have an actual what's the word? I'm not gonna say objective, and I have an actual character motivation. Well, we do kind of have one. He's because he's a deviant, right? And again, the surprise twist could have been that it's the Celestials. We have to stop the birth of the Celestials. Anyways, anywho, probably I don't want to say anyways. Anywho, but again, I totally do disagree with the idea that the relationships between the Eternals was not there. I disagree with the fact that people say, not the fact, probably with the opinion that the chemistry between Cersei and Icarus is not there. And something that we do need to discuss, it's going to be a little bit heavy. I really hate the superficial analysis that this movie supports pedophilia of some sort just because Sprite has feelings towards Icarus's character. This is the perfect example of why I think this movie was misunderstood, because unfortunately I don't think the audience was ready for it. And maybe it's not the audience's fault, right? It's a Marvel movie. The audience go in expecting not something nuanced, but something superficial. And so they're not going in with their critical thinking hats, right? Their critical thinking Bluetooths, right? But the reason why I don't think that's pedophilia is because, well, first of all, these are fictional characters who have been living for more than 1,000 years. I think they've been around for like 5,000 years. And Sprite's these are not humans. They look like humans, but they're actually like androids. They're more celestial beings who take the form. Who knows? Because maybe in the other planets they take the form of the people, the inhabitants of that planet. But what I'm trying to get at is that they're not Homo sapiens. So we need to get rid of the perspective of our own worldview and realize the anguish that Sprite goes through. Because imagine falling in love with someone, but you don't age. And she's a child. She is a child. She's a child who wants to experience what adults go through, right? The human experience, but she can't because she's a child. She could only experience the child stage of her life. And of course she has frustrations. And so I totally see her point of view on why she wants to destroy the world, to start over, because she's in love with Icarus. And I don't think when Icarus at the end tells her that he's happy that she's with him, she's not saying that because I don't think he has romantic feelings towards her, but he's saying that because he abandoned his family. And then again, this movie really plays with the theme of family. How different members of the Eternals start their own family, but others choose to not create a biological family, but a more family that they choose. So that's another thing that this movie plays with. And the fact that Icarus chose to isolate himself, to turn a traitor against his family, and one of them decided to go with him. That's why he tells her, I'm happy you're still here with me, for that the communal aspect. But again, anyone who thinks there's any pedophilia within this movie, rewatch it and think critically, dig beneath the superficial. Anywho, but would I recommend this movie? Yes, I definitely would. Go in with an open mind. If you've seen it already and you didn't like it the first time, keep in mind, even though it's a Marvel movie, I think it's trying to do a little bit more than what the typical Marvel movie is trying to accomplish. If one has not seen it, but they've heard all the negative commentary surrounding this movie, again, go in with an open mind, again with that perspective that Chloe Zhao, the director, she's trying to do something different with a Marvel movie. I think it's quite unfortunate. I don't think we're going to, I'm hopeful for a sequel, and hopefully it will be Chloe Zhao at the helm of it again, but I have a feeling that they might really curtail her. They might really limit what she does with the movie, or they might just get another director, or worse yet, they might not even do a sequel to Eternals, and they're just going to include the characters within the the team up movies, the Avengers. Pardon me. Even though I am talking about Eternals, I just want to do a quick disclaimer. I think I did do it at the beginning, but in case I didn't, I'm not a quote unquote fan of Marvel. I do watch it when I do and when I want to, but I don't watch all the movies religiously. Nor do I follow them. I just pick and choose. And yeah. So yeah, if you guys watched the movie, let me know what you thought of it. Did you enjoy it? If you did not enjoy it, let me know your perspective. Why did you not? Why did you have a negative experience with this movie? Thank you so much for watching this. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys watch the pardon me, it's not the Eternals, it's just Eternals. I hope you guys check out Eternals. If you haven't, or if you have, check it out once more and let me know what your thoughts are. Take care, everyone.